Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one podcast at Fairfield High School, Cash and Cam's Thursday Review. Today, we're going to be reviewing a hit classic, Grown Ups 2.
Definitely a hit classic. Spending $80 million on the movie, I believe, and grossing in over $240 million box office. This is definitely a very good classic movie with good profit margins too.
Tripling at the box office, what they spent, a major success at the box office, and a great movie in the hearts of the people.
Yeah, exactly. It really wasn't reviewed as good as you would think. Surprisingly, only a 5.4 on IMDb. 9% on Rotten Tomatoes and 19% on Metacritic. This really didn't get the love it deserved by reviewers, and it definitely would make just a normal person looking to get a good review on this movie not want to spend their money going to see the movie. And I can definitely see why they wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it's not greatly reviewed, but this movie is a classic. Just look, without even having to watch the movie, you can tell it is going to be a great movie. Just look at the lineup of characters they got. All goes.
Yeah, the list definitely is all over the place, but in an amazing way. Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, David Spade, Kevin James, and then adding just celebrities in there such as Shaquille O'Neal and WWE wrestler Stone Cold Steve Austin. Really just bring it all together.
The list really just goes on. And, so many great actors in one movie, a masterpiece on paper. But it really makes you wonder, how could people dislike this so much?
I can tell you exactly why, but before we get into that, we have a word from our sponsor at Peter's Wife's Cookies. Here's also a picture of the front of Peter's Wife's Cookies, just for reference, if you ever see it in town.
Ever felt the need for a cookie? Perhaps one from a bespectacled, obese, blue-collar worker with a prominent Rhode Island and Eastern Massachusetts accent's wife? Of course you do. They're only the best cookies to bless this great green earth. Quahog's biggest sensation is back in with new additions of mouth-watering flavors such as fried chicken and green sludge. And you're sure to fall in love. Just take it from Cash. He had himself a green sludge cookie earlier, and he loved it.
I did, man. It was truly the best cookie I've ever had. And as you see here, this is a picture of me after eating the cookie. I don't know if they put melatonin in it or what, but it had me knocked out. I was sleeping for maybe 5 hours after that.
Great though, right?
Yeah, very good, very good.
All right. Back to the review.
Man, now this movie lacks any real plot. It's just senseless fun with celebrities with no story really aligning together.
I don't really agree. Although the movie did struggle maintaining a detailed plot, it's really just about, adults reminiscing on their past as young kids and spreading that kind of, love onto their kids. Within the humorous scenes, it creates a comforting tone as it can, make the watcher look back and reminisce on the similar times they had with their family.
Yeah, you really know the whole plot is the main character, Lenny, Adam Sandler, getting a bunch of his friends together for a huge party since he just moved back home with his family from Los Angeles. They pop up a lot of humorous jokes to try and distract you from the lack of plot. They have one really big problem, though, and it's the addition of frat boys being the main problem to the main characters of the movie. They're really douchebags to the character, if you could say. And they're mean to everybody, really just give it that senseless plot. And but it definitely leads into a lot of good humor for the movie.
Yeah, I'd say I see what you mean, but as I mentioned, it's kind of just a pure feel-good comedy with some of our favorite actors and celebrities to make it so enjoyable. They have Shaq. They have Stone Cold Steve Austin in this movie.
Yes, they do, Cameron. Having actors that we all have managed to favor outside of acting really allows that comforting tone that I was talking about to set in. Seeing fan favorites such as Big Diesel on a big screen really just makes the watcher want to continue watching.
Yeah, but the amount of legendary comedians they have in this movie and actors such as Adam Sandler, the comedians David Spade, Chris Rock, and last but definitely not least, the King of Queens, Kevin James.
Yeah, this is truly what makes the movie for me and many people listening in, because that's what really draws them into this movie, seeing all these big names, and they definitely create some hilarious scenes in the movie because of how legendary they are and known for their comedy. But, there's also a lot of not so funny jokes.
Yeah, you know, the comedy has its ups and downs. You know, with me arguing, you know, there's more ups and downs,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like, with the hilarious opening scene of an elk getting into Adam Sandler's Hollywood home and peeing all over him and his son, causing havoc until Lenny, Adam Sandler again, let him out, but, you know, not at zero cost, you know, sacrificing the notorious Mr. Gigglesworth in the process. Rest in pieces.
You know, another hilarious scene, Cameron, uh, involved the beloved Cameron Boyce. Rest in peace. He was really taken from this world way too soon. But it's when he's kicking a football and his dad, Adam Sandler, Lenny, snaps his son's leg, causing a very funny scene in the movie that'll have you cringing at the pain involved with it, but also the just the aspect of the scene really just creates a very humorous and hilarious tone.
You know, adding on to some of your points earlier, because I do start to see your point. You know, there were definitely many funny scenes, Cash.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the horrendous amount of dad jokes.
My
You know, it
gosh.
feels like being at my dad's friend's cookout.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'd say the scene whenever David Spade says to Kevin James, it looks as if he's made out of meatloaf.
You know, that was a little bit of a corny
Man,
one. You know,
that-
we weren't really
yeah,
laughing during
yeah.
that one. You know, that one was a little awful.
Yeah, man, that one really stunk. I'm not gonna lie. But just in general, funny for family, friends, and folks of all ages. Happy Madison's Grown Ups too was overall an amazing film.
You know, there's a bunch of different emotions to be felt about the movie. You know, but we still love this movie.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
we give it an 8.5 overall and definitely recommend it for anyone interested in this movie. Do not listen to the critics.
Yeah,
Listen to us.
exactly.